From the beginning of time, man has always had a pursuit of the best quality of life possible. That quality of life is not possible without resources. The form of resources we have accumulated has changed over time from cowrie shells, state-controlled money, precious metals, real estate, and stocks and bonds. Over the past 100 years, the world has been dominated by the US dollar and its reserves. But everything that has a beginning also has an end. A new financial revolution is upon us with the emergence of a digital economy. The way we earn, spend, and accumulate resources is fundamentally changing. A new asset has appeared that the wealthy have overlooked. Bitcoin has become the best performing asset of the past decade by far. With only 21 million ever in existence, there are more millionaires and billionaires in the world today than there are Bitcoin. Just by holding 0.25 Bitcoin today will put you in the top 1% asset holders in the world in the next 5 to 10 years. If you would have invested $100,000 in Bitcoin in 2013, today it will be worth more than $15 million. Bitcoin billionaire Raoul Pal says, Bitcoin's performance is so dominant and so all-encompassing that it is going to suck in every single asset narrative dry and spit it out. Never before in my career have I seen a trade so dominant that holding any other assets makes almost no sense. This is not an industry you can afford to ignore. If you want to remain in business, then you must adapt. Are you offering services in Bitcoin? Are you accepting payments with digital currencies? Have you adopted blockchain technology? Blockbuster Video at one point was the most dominant video service in the world. They had the opportunity to be part of Netflix, but they ignored the changing technology. Where is Blockbuster today? Where will you be tomorrow? All right. What's going on, everybody? I just want to do a quick check because I am out and about today, and I want to make sure is my microphone coming through clearly. So if you guys can hear me clearly, go ahead and type that in the chat box. Let me know. Go ahead and also type your name. Where are you logging in from today? Tuesday is afternoon for me. It's right at 12 o'clock. As a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be giving financial advice. I share the news, share information for educational and entertainment purposes only, and it is up to you to make an informed, intelligent decision on which direction you want to move into. Thank you, letting me know it sounds good. So I'm on StreamYard. This is not on any Zoom. So let me pull myself up on my phone here and make sure you guys, I can see any comments that you may give me. I might be doing probably for the rest of this month at least regular lives. I call it the lunchtime live. And why am I not being shown here on my own page? Let's see. It's got Kevin Strausser there, Jamie Dimon. Where am I broadcasting? I should be broadcasting everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Let's double check. This. Again, go ahead and type your name in the chat box where you're listening in from. Wow, I'm not showing up on my page. This can let me know if I am streaming everywhere. Did I just lose you guys? Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm still live. I hit. me make sure. Just give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm still streaming. All right, I'm back, I think. There we go. Testing, testing. All right, we should be good. Do you guys hear any echo? I'm hearing now, I'm hearing double. Remove. Now you say I'm frozen, but what about now? Am I good? Always, Brandon, you gotta take something that's supposed to be simple and make it difficult. I got another place to look real quick. Yeah, Dorothy, I'm on now, but how's the audio again? I gotta double check that because I'm hearing feedback. Just want to make sure we're all good to go before I get started and I lose myself. Another one. Let's see. Mute. Remove. All right, you say I'm good. All right, we're good. We're good. We're gonna keep going, even though I still hear an echo, but we're good. All right, everybody. Again, and this might be why multiple tabs. All right, we're good. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with you guys. All right. So this morning we had a special inner circle crypto talk, and I had a aha moment, and it's a major, major aha moment. This doesn't happen often. It was so major. I'll tell you my first aha moment, and this was back in 2017 when I first started learning about and getting serious about Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and cryptocurrency. And the aha moment was when I realized two things. The first is that blockchain technology is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today, whether we like it or not, believe it or not, trust it or not. Our opinion is irrelevant. It's going to happen. And then the second thing that I learned is that cryptocurrency represents the greatest economic shift in wealth in the history of mankind for the most amount of people. And that part is what spawned me on the journey of we can actually change our financial situation no matter who you are, where you were born, what language you speak, the color of your skin, your college education or lack thereof. None of that matters. All you need is a cell phone, access to the internet, and a willingness to learn. And it followed what I learned years before about the river of money. You know, one thing in the United States, maybe even around the world, that financial education is not taught. It is sought after. You have to go after it if you want to learn it because the system is not going to teach you financial education. The system is going to teach you how to be dependent on the system, how to be a worker bee for the system. And it doesn't want to teach you how to become independent because if you're independent, you no longer need the system and you're no longer in their control. So if you want financial freedom or financial education, you're going to have to seek it. You're going to have to go after it. It's not going to fall on your lap. See, the only river of money that most people know is get up, go to school, get good grades, get a good, safe, secure job,
and end up on that job for the rest of your life, only to retire broke, depending on family, government, and friends by the age of 65. But we never think about 65. We're trying to live paycheck to paycheck, month after month, so that we can pay our bills. That's life. That's what they call living. And to me, that is not living. That is trying to survive. I believe living, in order to live, you have to be free. And in order to be free, you need to have the resources that you can sustain yourself. A 9 to 5 job is not giving you the resources to sustain yourself. The resources means that if you wake up out of bed or not, your bills are still being paid. That's freedom. And now you're free to do what God put you on this earth to do. Whatever your passion is, whatever it is that you desire, that's what freedom is. So that has been my pursuit. And I was fortunate enough to fire my boss at the age of 36 and have freedom ever since. This year, I celebrated 10 years of freedom, 10 years of waking up when I finished sleeping, 10 years of working for myself and my passion, being in my own business and business owner. ILCA, I'm the founder and CEO of ILCA. If I'm going to work 40 years of my life on something, it better be something that I own. So saying all that, I understand that money is not what you think it is. It is not physical cash. Money is a river. It's energy. It's a resource. And that river can change course. It moves like a snake, back and forth, back and forth. And all of us in our pursuits for money is going to the same source in this river. Whether you're rich or whether you're poor, we're all in the river. Now, money in this river is fish. So while we're in this river, we're fishing for money. And those who have the biggest fishing net makes the most money because they're able to capture the biggest fish. Now, the majority of the fish, are they right there on the shoreline or are they in the middle of the river where the water's deep? So if the fish is in the middle of the river, how are you going to get out to it? You need to have resources to get there. So the rich have yachts, they have oil tankers, they have fishing rigs and boats that they can go out there into the middle of the river, put down their anchor, and catch the biggest fish. Everybody else, the only big resource we have is a fishing pole. And since we don't have a boat to get to the middle of the river, we're on the banks of the river catching our net for fish, our fishing pole. The vast majority of people are on the banks fighting over this little stretch of river and hoping that some fish swim up to it so that we can fish for it. But when that river changes course, then where we're fishing starts to dry up. And now we are fighting over smaller and smaller resources. So you ever hear, why do the wealthy stay wealthy? Because what they do when the river changes course, they pull an anchor and they just start floating in the new direction of the river and then drop anchor again. So, like Warren Buffett said, the rich will always get richer. They always will. While everybody else, while we're on the shores and the banks, we don't know that the river changed course because we can't see that far. All we know is that the little patch of water that we were fishing in is now dried up. And so the best we can do is put on our mud boots and start trudging out deeper out there in the mud, trying to find new bodies of water with fish. So from our perspective, the money dried up. There's more people competing for a small amount of money. I read a book called The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Waddle. The one thing that highlights is that you do not need to get rich on a competitive field. You do not need to take from somebody else in order for you to have something. There's enough wealth and riches abundant in the universe for every single man, woman, and child to become a multimillionaire without having to take from somebody else. People just don't know where to go, They don't know where to look. So I always knew that story. So the key is trying to put yourself in front of that river, finding out where that river of money is going and get in front of it. That's the key. So right now we are undergoing the biggest change in course of this river of money in human history. And this time around, you're not left on the banks of the river. You have an opportunity, like the wealthy, to have a yacht, a oil tanker in the middle of the river. If you know that is going on and if you know where to look. And I've been trying to find out where this river of money is headed. I knew it had to do something with the blockchain. I knew it had something to do with the blockchain. Now, that can be vague because remember what I said. The blockchain is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today. Every single one. So that's still too broad. And I've been trying to figure out, can we focus that? Can we bring it to a micro where I can pinpoint exactly where I need to be putting the focus and attention? See, a lot of you think that it's in Bitcoin, Ethereum, the altcoins. That's not the case. That's not what people are going to get rich. Are you going to make a lot of money? Yeah, with the right education. But I knew my ultimate game, my final destination is having my own VC, venture capital firm, where at least $10 million. And the goal of that firm is not what coins am I going to invest in, what tokens am I going to buy. The goal of that firm is what new blockchain companies can I invest in that's going to become the next Alibaba, the next Amazon, the next Facebook, the next Google, that I can put $250,000 on today and 5 years from now is worth $100 million. Knowing that not all of them is going to work, but I only need one or two of them to pan out. That's my final destination. But even with that, what industry should I really put a laser focus on? And I didn't know the answer to that question until today, until this morning. Would you like to know what that light bulb is? What the answer that I figured out is? If you want to know the answer to that, type, give me the answer. Oh, I got to steal this from my Mr. Day 5 Petro Pro. Give me that. If you want to know what aha moment I figured out, type in the chat, like, I want to know, or type in, give me that. I'll give you a second, and I'm going to see if I can still find myself on here so I can even see the comments. Let me go to the People's Money Challenge group and see it. Am I there? Wow, I'm not even live in the People's Money Challenge group? Where am I live at? Where are you guys watching me from? I know I see YouTube. I see you, Miss Pearson, Letitia. I know I'm on Facebook, but I can't see myself. Oh wow. Maybe it's just one of those things. Okay. Letitia, you want to know, right? So I see some people saying, give me that. I'm in the inner circle. I mean, is it only the inner circle? Don't tell me it's only the inner circle. Broadcast info. ILCA community. Blockchain, crypto success, inner circle. ILCA challenge. All right. It says I am everywhere. Watch it. I pulled up the inner circle. You know what that means? That means we're going to have to do this again. And that's all right. Pull up. Yeah. Inner circle. I wonder why that's the only place that showed up. Let me see if I'm not able to add that. That's kind of upsetting. Maybe it's only meant for the inner circle. Hmm. This is showing me that I am live everywhere else. Twitter too. Well, maybe it's just meant for you guys, but I'll probably do this again tomorrow. Murphy's Law. There's a reason for this. So you guys are the first to ever hear this, the inner circle. So here's the answer to that question. The answer is the metaverse. The metaverse. Now, I gave you the answer. Let me tell you why. I've been doing a series lately called The Storm is Coming. There is a financial storm coming not only in the crypto space, but also in the world markets. And this financial storm for the crypto space, most people in crypto right now that lack crypto education. I'm not talking about people who think they make money doesn't mean you're crypto educated. You just made some money. But those that lack crypto education are going to lose most, if not all, of their crypto in the next 5 years. Just like the dot-com bubble burst, there's going to be a crypto bubble that's going to burst. That's going to wipe out almost everybody in the crypto space. The good news is that we know it's coming, and that if you are educated in crypto, you'll be able to survive and thrive after it. That's the good news. Like Hurricane Ian, you knew it was coming. They hit Florida. You see it coming, yet it still took 100+ people's lives. What if those 100 people, 3 days before the storm came, was able to pack up in their car and drive out of Florida, at least until Ian passed by and then came back? Those 100+ people would be alive today. Now, I'm sure those 100+ people that died did not have the intent of dying. They perfectly believed that they were going to survive the storm. But for whatever reason, they weren't able to get out of its path. They weren't able to be in a good enough preparation. And some, they just couldn't. They couldn't physically move. But you saw it coming. So I also was reading about that it's not just a crypto storm, but we're going to be reaching the greatest financial crash in modern history is going to happen to not just the United States, but the world. And with this crash, it's going to impact all markets. But the good news is that we know it's coming and we can prepare. So I've been tracking this and noticing that billionaires have been speaking about this. A billionaire like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan and Chase. And he made some statements recently. He said that a financial hurricane is coming. And he said that JP Morgan is prepared for it. So I've been following the rabbit hole. I've been going down this rabbit hole as I've been looking at the billionaires and then those billionaires, what they're doing and what their companies are doing. So since Jamie Dimon said he's prepared, I realized that Jamie Dimon's company, JP Morgan, wrote an article, and the article is about the metaverse, a 17-page report on the future of business in the metaverse. He also talked about that they're eliminating credit cards with one of the largest banks in the world. And then I realized, wait a minute, a couple of months ago, I read an article, oh, it's not an article, but the Federal Reserve came out with a proposed white paper of digital currency, where they're going to be digitizing the dollar. They're going to digitize our money, which means every single man, woman, and child on the planet will be impacted. No more physical cash. It's all going to be about CBDC, central bank digital currency. At the time I read that, I didn't have a full understanding of why they were moving in this direction and releasing this information right now. Then I realized, and it was just brought to my attention last week, that there's another major banking institution called Citibank. You familiar with Citibank? Citibank wrote a 184-page report called Decrypting the Future, Decrypting the Metaverse. It's called Money, the Metaverse and Money, or Money in the Metaverse. We started reading it this morning in the Inner Circle. You guys, and then I started going down the rabbit hole. Is there any other financial institutions move along this path? Well, we realized that 87% of all countries in the world are either researching or already in development of CBDCs, central bank digital currency. I'm wearing a shirt right now that says, "Welcome to the future, digital finance." So 87% of countries in the world are moving in this direction. JP Morgan and Chase, the Federal Reserve, Citibank. Then we found out another financial institution, Morgan Stanley, is also doing the same thing. And then another one, Bank of America. They're all heavily focused and invested in the metaverse and what is coming in the future. So I'm connecting the dots, and I'm seeing where institutional money, the powers that be, organizations that have real money, where they're putting their focus and their time, where they see the future of money going is the metaverse. And they already told me the metaverse is the catalyst that's going to bring mass adoption of blockchain technology and usability of people. People using day-to-day currency, not going to the grocery store and using Bitcoin to buy milk and bread. No, they're going to be using cryptocurrencies in the metaverse. This is huge. Another reason why it's huge because I am currently writing courses. You know, my ILCA, we already have Bitcoin 101, Crypto Advanced, how to trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And then next up, DeFi. Internet of Things. And the next step is DeFi, NFT, and Metaverse. Those three that I'm writing right now. And I had a major aha moment this morning. And this is one of those things that will go down. Like I remember May 2017 when I had my first aha moment. And I'm going to remember this. You know, October 11th, 2022, I had another aha moment where I now know the final destination of the river of money. So now I know everything that I do with my company, with ILCA, Ivy League Crypto Academy, with the products that I'm releasing, the training that I'm going to be doing. I know where the focus and the goal needs to be headed towards, and it's the metaverse. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, you want to learn as much as you possibly can about the metaverse, as much as you can. Since this was only in the Inner Circle, I meant this to be open and public. I'm going to do this again tonight. I've got a call at, we've got a founders member class at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. So I'm going to do a late night one. like so that it's in your mind right before you go to sleep, so that you're thinking about it before you go to sleep. My major aha moment. I'm going to do that tonight, probably 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific tonight. I'm going to do this again, but it's going to be more. It's going to be public. I thought I was public right now. If I am to get, I'll wait till tomorrow. But I'm gonna be talking about this till I'm blue in the face. ILCA marketing. We're getting ready for 2023. We've got an entire marketing suite. If you are not with ILCA marketing, you want to get it. I'm also now, since this is the inner circle, I'm going to give you guys a little hint of what I'm going to do. One of these months, the next 5-day challenge. Right now, we cover 5 topics. What is cryptocurrency? Bitcoin, blockchain technology. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? What is unlocking crypto wallets? And then day 5, we talk about making money in crypto. I'm going to have a month where the topics are going to be different. We're going to talk about NFTs and metaverse for those 5 days. And we're going to be lessons from the courses that we're going to be dropping. So it's going to be 5-day challenge. What is a metaverse and NFTs? Something like that. That's going to be fun. I don't know what I'm leaning towards, probably December as we get ready for 2023, because the courses will be dropping in January. And you're going to want to be a founding member, because if you're a founding member right now, you don't have to pay for those courses. It's already coming with you. If you're a founding member right now, you're already going to get DeFi, NFTs, and metaverse, because things are changing when January rolls around. So you want to be a founding member before then. But yeah, we got a lot of exciting things coming. I'm glad I had that aha moment. Family, all I'm going to say is it's an exciting time to be alive. I will do this again at midnight. I said midnight. At 10 p.m. Eastern tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific. Thank you guys for listening. You got a sneak peek of what I'm going to talk about. And I might go into a little bit more detail tonight, since I'll be in front of my computer, and I might share, some things. So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. It's a beautiful day. Don't fall through today. And I will see those of you who are founding members tonight. We have class tonight. We're going to talk about what is mining. We're in the advanced crypto. What is mining? Tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Founding member, if you're not a founding member and you want to be, let me put that scroll at the bottom here. Let's see. It's called the Back to School Special that I still have going on. There it is. ILCAfounders.com/back to school. Like what's going at the bottom. You want to get that. We have a payment plan too, if you need to use the payment plan. So with that, take care, guys. I'll see you all founding members 8 p.m. And then the rest of you, I'm going to be public at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight. Bitcoin going out. Bye-bye.